Tamsoft, change this now. Why? What is this damage? Why? Why can he do this? Why can he do something like this? Why can he do something like this off a grab and get this much damage? And don't have to spend no resources. Make it make sense to me, Tamsoft. Why? Why? Yo, what's good, YouTube? God bless, praise the Lord. If you're able to watch this video today, it's your boy Sick, and I'm back with another Bleach Rebirth for Souls character balance suggestion video. And this one is going to be about Yamamoto. I know a lot of people right now want Yamamoto to be nerfed, because he really do need to be nerfed. He was already a great character, and for whatever reason they reverted him back to like almost to how he was before when the game first came out. And he's back to just being a ridiculous character again. He's too much of a problem in this game for many reasons. One of the main reasons I want to talk about is his backstep. His backstep is very, very good, right? As you can see, he covers a lot of ground off his backstep, and he can like almost backstep almost instantly. And it's very, very hard to fight against him when you're facing against a Yama who's just gonna like backstep all day. You're like, if you already in this distance and the opponent just choose to keep backstepping, good luck chasing the Yama, even with the hold, run, dash and stuff like that. His backstep just covers so much ground. There's barely any recovery at the end of it, so he can just kind of like spam it. Good side step. Then you always gotta be the threat of this move. So he's a problem just off of his backstep, to the point where in the community he's known as the head captain commander of 1,000 backsteps. When the community is calling the character this, you know something is wrong, right? So my first suggestion would be is to add some more recovery to the backstep. So now instead of him backstepping instantly like this, right, make it a couple more frames on it when it's kind of more something like this. Something like kind of like Aizen, if I compare, because Aizen has an amazing backstep as well, but he has a lot more recovery at the end of his. Compared to Yamamoto, he definitely don't. He can just continuously do it over and over and over, and it's very, very hard to catch him. So one of my first changes I suggest is that you make the backstep have more recovery, so it look like something more like this. That's more good to deal with. If the backstep was more like this, instead of like this, he'd probably be more manageable to deal with, because right now it's very hard to get your hands on Yamamoto. If the Yamamoto decides to play very defensive, it's hard to even touch him. All right, so another thing I think that should change with him is his frame data, right, when it comes to his quick attacks. Because offline is decent, right? Offline, this first light behaves like it's like the neutral. It's basically neutral on block. So you always gonna trade offline, right? But obviously, this game doesn't really have a scene offline, and we play this game more online. And with the online and the net code and all the everything, there's a delay. The way the game works online is basically kind of almost a different game, right? So now this quick attack is plus online. So dealing with this online is crazy, right? And it's already a frame trap within a grab as well. So if the opponent tries to do anything at that quick, you can get grabbed. So that's another thing. So I think the frame data needs to change on this, where he's more negative and he doesn't get that frame trap. So you can interrupt the single jab, right? Another thing is offline, you can't backstep after 2, right? I tested this on a lot of characters unless your jab is like really slow, but it seemed like everybody jab could catch them out unless it's really short, right? So you can't backstep off for 2 or off for 3, right? But online, you could step back off of this, right? So I feel like the frames need to be changed as well, where I don't know how you do it, because sometimes people, it's like some characters, they can't backstep. So I guess they frames just even worse, but they're still safe. So I feel like you need to make that change where if you do 2 or 3, you can't backstep. They didn't make the frame advantage different, worse, where he's still safe, but he's not able to backstep. Because if you keep him with this backdash, then you have to be able to rein him in a little bit more when he's actually inside and he's trying to poke. Because right now, Yama could just get away with this and then backstep for free. And you have to chase down the backstep. And then you think that, and I think after backstep, he could kind of like immediately go into a special flash attack. So when you try to chase down the backstep, when he immediately goes into that, you get beat out. So fighting against that is pretty tough. So that's one thing I definitely think that should change, is that you make the frame data different, that even online he cannot backstep. Because right now it's only an offline thing. And unfortunately, we don't get to play offline like that in this game. So same thing with a special flash attack. When the game first came out, this is plus, right? They changed that and reverted it as not plus, right? But it kind of still felt like that online at cases in the patch before this one, 1.10. But now, after 1.10, they reverted back that he's only plus in Awakening. And I don't understand that at all. I don't think you should have did that. You should just leave it, because the move is just super oppressive right now. When you playing online and you playing against delay, it's a little hard to deal with this move, right? Now, if the opponent's way out here and they want to just do this to get in, you can easily punish it, right? And you could look out for it and stuff like that, but then that causes you to play super defensive, and that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, but when you're in situations like this, you have to really watch out for this move. Like when the Yamamoto's in this range, he's very dangerous, because then you gotta watch out for this, right? And in offline, he's able to backstep off of it, right? So you need to change the framing data online, where in base he can't backstep at all. We have to change that, right? We have to change that. And then in Awakening, right? You got to take that out. That cannot be plus no more. I don't know why you reverted that. That cannot be plus. It's either, if this is going to be plus, you got to make it severely weaker, as in like it's slower and it's easier to sidestep if you're going to keep that plus. But if you don't change none of that, right, where the speed is still the same and it's still kind of, you got to have like a really good character with a good sidestep to really sidestep it consistently. You have to, if you keep it that way, you have to at least change the frames, where now he could backstep off of it, but he's not plus. Change it back to how it was last patch, where he does his move, he's not plus, and you're able to counterplay, and then he has to read your counterplay options and so on and so forth. But this is just dumb. I mean, I know he can't dash in, he can't do a whole dash or a whole grab, but at the end of the day, this forward dash is really good. The back dash is really good as well too. Like I said, you should nerf the back dash to something more like this, but you can keep the forward dash the same, right? And if you're gonna keep the speed of what this is and stuff like that, make it that it is not plus on block, and that he gets movement options after it, but he's not able to like jail you and try to go for a frame trap. Because right now, the way he is and the amount of damage he does and so on and so forth is just too ridiculous. So I also think that his grab range needs to be nerfed a little bit. Because I ain't gonna lie, I've seen matches online where he's right here and he was able to get a grab. Now, offline, you're not able to replicate that, but he still has an extended range, like from like here, he could grab, right? And there's characters who needs to be like at least here, right, for that, but he could do it from like here. That's really, really good, right? And then especially when he's in Awakening, right, and he gets access to a combo like this off a grab. Look at the damage. Look at the damage he did. And obviously this is against a Bankai Ichigo who takes the most damage in the game, but he does this type of damage to almost every character. Like, he's getting 5k damage off of a grab and Awakening. Why is he getting 5k damage off of a grab, not spending no resources at all in Awakening? It doesn't make sense at all, right? So when he has an extended grab range longer than everybody else's, and he don't have to get all the way up on you, and then he has all the mixes, because that's a frame trapper to a grab. This right here, this dash attack, that's a frame trapper to a grab. Damage, right? This is a frame trapper to a grab. And obviously, you know, whatever from there and stuff like that, you know, damage, right? Ridiculous. And then his light is a frame trap into a grab. Damage. And then the combo, his gimmick is, oh, he gets it, the overheat, he takes damage, or he takes damage and stuff like that. But it's very, very manageable not to get into overheat at all with this character. So a combo like that does a whole bunch of damage and you're only half overheat is ridiculous. And you're not spending no resources is ridiculous. At least if you get a combo like that should just almost automatically put you into the overheat or something like that, or very close to it. It should be no way a combo like that off of a grab where you don't spend no resources at all does that much damage. It only gives you half a bar overheat. Something has to change with that. That is ridiculous. So then that's another thing. Let's talk about the combo damage this character does, right? He already has insane movement. He has insane frame traps that leads into high damage and stuff like that. He got really good zoning with this move right here, right? Takes you about 4 of those to put you into overheat. I think maybe it should be about 3, but hey, it is what it is. I think that should change to 3 though. That's another suggestion. That should change to 3. 3 of those should give you into overheat, not just 4 of those. 3 of those should do it, right? But yeah, so all of that, right? And then when he finally does get a hit on you, right, the damage he takes is ridiculous, right? He does the most damage in the game for simple stuff. Simple. That was just a flash attack combo ended with a Hakugeki and no resources. And him being fully maxed out Spirit Drive against characters like this, he doing half of their health. Bankai Ichigo got 9,000 health. He does almost half of that health in one combo that doesn't spend no resources. So his damage probably needs to be toned down a little bit, right? Not a little bit, a lot of it. Because doing stuff like that off of just flash stacks and no resources is kind of ridiculous. And then, if you do this, you're doing more than half health damage to almost everybody, right? Besides the really tanky characters like himself, who has about 13,000 health. So they need to nerf his damage, right? And if you don't nerf his damage, you need to nerf his damage. He does too much damage. Now he could be a heavy hitter. There's no problem with that, but he shouldn't have as much health as he does, right? Truly, he's a fake glass cannon character, right? Because the overheat system, he loses health and stuff like that, so he's supposed to be all risk reward and all that stuff, but he's all reward, no risk. If you know how to use this character correctly, managing the heat system is no problem at all, right? So he's a fake glass cannon character because he really has some of the highest health in the game. Now he's in the tier of he takes a lot of damage, but it doesn't really matter since he has a lot of health, right? So I think you need to bring his health down to about 10,000 health instead of having 13,000. That's a little bit too much. 10,000, he could honestly be 9,000. Because if characters like Bankai Ichigo and Yoriichi got 9,000 health, and they don't do nowhere near amounts damage or anything like that, he should be 9,000. He should be a true glass cannon. Legit. He should be a true glass cannon where he does a lot of damage, and if you want to make it hard for you to hit him and he still got all the plus frames and stuff like that, if you're going to keep all that stuff, if you're going to keep the movement, right? If you're going to keep the plus frames for this, the plus frames to this, the damage that he does from grab, if you keep all of this, right, you have to lower his health. Regardless, to me, you should lower his health regardless, right? I think if you implement all the ever changes I gave to y'all and keep him around that 10,000 health pool, and he could still keep the damage or a slightly little bit less damage, he's still going to be a great character. He's still going to be one of the top characters and stuff like that. But if you don't implement none of those changes that I suggest, you should definitely at least put his health down. Like if you was to keep everything else the same and just say if you don't want to touch the character, at least put his health down to 9,000. At least. But if we do make the changes, his health still need to drop. So maybe 10k to 11k. That seems more better. And then you could implement all the ever changes, and you could keep one of the, like, if you want to, you can keep that plus. Even though I feel like this shouldn't be plus. You should just have movement after this. And that's it. Yeah, and one more change I feel like that should happen with YAMA, right, is his SP2 does too much stuff, right? It's an invincible move that starts a combo, and you're not an overheat at all, and you do mad damage, right? You could just use it as a regular combo star if you want to. Doing stuff like this. But the fact that it's a DP that's invincible and starts a combo is ridiculous. Choose one or the other. Or like choose either it's going to be a DP that get rid of your overheat, right? Or it's going to be a combo starter. But don't make it both. Don't make it a DP and a combo starter. The only character in the game that had something like that without, before, it was other characters who could did stuff like that, but it had to pop a yellow reverse to extend the combo. He don't have to do that at all. It's ridiculous. Me personally, I feel like if you're gonna make it a combo starter, it cannot be invincible on startup. Or if you're gonna make it invincible startup, it cannot be a combo starter. But it can't be both. It can't be both to me. That's too much. That's too much to deal with. Personally, I don't think it should be a combo starter. It should just be invincible and startup, and it get rid of your overheat, and then you're good. And then you can spam heat moves for how many amount of seconds. I think that's mainly the way to go. But if you had it as a combo starter, and the person, they have to be more smarter with trying to use it, and they have to use it more in combos, like off a grab or something, because you can get hit out of it. So either way, it's a good change. So that's my opinion. But yeah, that's pretty much all the changes that I had in my mind to make Yamamoto a more balanced character. Now, I feel like my changes that I suggested will put him in a way better and more balanced state than he is now. And I don't think he will fall off tier wise. I think if you implement a couple of the changes, and because he's still going to be a good character regardless, right? He still has an amazing backstep. He still has great damage. So even if you do nerf the damage a little bit, he's still going to do more damage than everybody else at the end of the day, right? He still got really good zoning. He still got this move that's oppressive, right? Good movement. So like I said, if you just slightly nerf little things here and there, like make it that he has a little bit more recovery on this. Make it that his grab range you have to be a little bit more in, right? Instead of being all the way out there. Make it that he can't do combos like this off of a grab. Or if he is going to have a combo like that off of a grab, make it that the overheat goes almost all the way up and reduce the damage a little bit. Just stuff like that. He's still going to be a good character regardless, because he's just that strong. But I definitely don't think he should have as much health as he does. I definitely don't think that he should have all the frame traps that he does. He should do slightly a little bit less damage, and his movement got to be toned down. Like the head captor, the 1,000 backsteps is kind of crazy, man. When you're known as the head captain of 1,000 backsteps in a video game, that just shows how poorly designed you made this character when it comes to running away and stuff like that. But that's pretty much all my thoughts. Hopefully you was able to enjoy the video. If you did enjoy the video, please smash the like button. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any YAMA suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. Let's try to get this video to 50 likes so it gets out there on Tamsoft radar so they can see this video and take some ideas from this video to adjust it in the next patch. And yeah, stay tuned for the next character suggestion video I would do. It probably might be Shikai Ichigo next, or Stark. I gotta think about the changes I would do to them, but yeah. But anyways, hopefully all you have a nice day. God bless. Peace.